All right, guys, I wanted to just make a short video to help both you and me get the full-time assignment form in and how to double check it that it's correct and what to do with overload and banking units and so forth. So what I have here is a hypothetical assignment sheet. This is not what I'm doing next spring. I just grabbed some classes to make my point. But in either case, you can see here I have a Bio 110 lecture. I have a lab and then another Bio 110 lab here. I don't know why that got left blank, but once again, it's hypothetical. And then I have some physiology down here. So the first thing that you should do is look at the teaching units here and make sure that everything is correct. Add those up in the subtotal here. So that turns out to be 15.96, which means that I'm going to have an overload of 0.96. So I need to do something with that. So the current contract says that we have to list the overload under the smaller classes first, or the smaller unit classes. So this Bio 110 lab here, for example, is 2.49 units. That is my smallest class. In fact, I have two Bio 110 labs in this example. So I'm going to list the overload under that. So in this case, that's all the overload I have. If you have more, like, 3.96, then you can list it here and under this one, right? So that would be the order you would type it in. And then you would need to do a subtotal of your overload. And then we'll come down to the bottom here at the bottom later. But before we leave this overload, if you don't want to get the overload paid to you, but instead you want to bank it, then you should put the overload both in this column and in this column. So you need to put it in both places. And then once again, another subtotal here. If you have anything extra that is non-instructional, such as department chair, an OER grant, any grant work really, you would kind of figure out what category that is in and list the units. And then if it's overload units, it can go here. I'm not sure you can bank overload units that are not instructional. So if you run into that problem, just contact me and I will ask the higher ups what to do. But in either case, so now we're going to come down here for this section. We're going to do a subtotal of the units. And then if those are overload, you're also going to subtotal there. Then you're going to add your 15.96 to the 3.5 and add that up. And so in this case, it becomes 19.46. You're going to do it over here too. So, and then if you're banking units, then you would also do that here. And you should check this box and fill out the number up here. But that's it. And then last thing, you can just type your name here. You don't have to do a fancy signature or anything or convert to PDF. In fact, it is actually super helpful for me if we stay with the format Word, because then I can just go in to this document here and start typing my name, right? So that's it. That's what I would love for everyone to do. All right, thank you.